correct?
recording, so whenever you're
Sign your
ready.
signature.
Oh, okay. I do that.
It might be a minute.
Where's the tree, Jeff? The other Jeff? He's not bringing his stuff.
He's out of town.
I'll take it down to Stacy.
Personally hand delivered.
Special delivery. Yes.
All right, good evening. We're going to call the November meeting of the Warwick County APC to order. If everybody please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. I'd like we have a roll call, please.
Jeff Valiant,
Present.
Dave Goldenberg,
Present.
Richard Reed,
Present.
Stacy Franz, present, Brandon Pryor, and Jeff Willis. So we do have a quorum, but it will take a unanimous vote to pass anything tonight.
All right, thank you. Board members, you get a copy of the October minutes. Any additions or corrections? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
A second.
Motion and a second to approve. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, looks like we have one primary plat on the agenda. Primary plats do get final approval here tonight. So as we go through this, we'll call your name up and come up to this podium. There should be a sign-in sheet up there. You'll have to be sworn in for your testimony, and then we'll hear the case. Everybody's ready. Primary plat, PP-25-13 Schmidt Cove. Owner is Kathy M. Schmidt, trust by Kathy J. and Laney J. Schmidt, trustees. Approximately 10.266 acres located on the south side of New Harmony Road, 275 feet east of the intersection of New Harmony Road and Three Lakes Drive. Let's see, this being Lot 4 and Miners Ridge 2 amended, recorded in document 2022R-010356 Campbell Township. This is advertised in the Standard on October 2nd, and it was continued from October 14th. Please state your name for the record.
Chad Wagner.
Chad, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Staff report on this.
From the notice to adjacent properties, we're missing 8 of the green cards, but we have all of the white pay receipts showing they were mailed correctly. It is zoned agricultural. There's no floodplain. They're proposing 2 residential lots, a 3-acre and a 7.26 acre lot. Lot 2 has an existing single-family dwelling with unattached accessories. The commissioners approved the request for no street improvements today. The drainage board approved the request for no drainage plans. The health department has signed off on approved septic sites. And Elberfeld has capacity and lines are in place and ready for connection for their water. So the plot would be in compliance.
Thank you, Molly. Mr. Ryder, anything to add?
No, I'm just here to field any questions. This is just a 2-lot subdivision. The lot 1 on the north end will be 3 acres. The lot on the south end is a little over 7.25 acre, and there's an existing, or there's a home under construction on there as well as a detached garage.
Thank you. Any questions from the board?
Do we have the owners here?
Yeah, they're here. Lanny and Kathy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And this is a large lot that was done with a major subdivision, which is why it's back. They had to split it with another major since it was already part of one.
Any remonstration for or against this project? If so, please step forward. Seeing nobody moving, bring it back to the board. Any further questions? If not,
I'll make a motion for approval of PP-25-13.
Second.
motion on the floor and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Thank you.
Thanks, Chad.
All right, next up, complaint 2502, 7922 Oak Grove Road, Pamela Fay, Etheridge trustee, privacy fence exceeding the front yard height ordinance. This is updated from October. Where do we stand on this one, Laura?
Okay, so Mary Winstead emailed me a photo of the fence, and it has been cut. It is the last page in your packet. It's black and white. I think the rest are in color. It has today's date on it. So I would ask that you find it no longer in violation, and we can close the complaint if you agree.
What's wishes of the board?
I believe that they have done what we've asked of them.
Second.
I'll make a motion to approve.
There's a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Yes.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Ready? Let's see. Next item, complaint 25-10, 6922 Ashby Road. Kyle and Sheila Yeager, possible zoning violation. We have all this going on.
We had a complaint filed on the Jaegers. It says building was put in without permits, possible sewage being released in ditch. Code allows one dwelling per parcel. So we looked into it. We look at the aerial from our GIS map. There is a darker colored roof building, and that's the house, and we issued the permit for the house. Then there's a red roof structure to the south of that, and that's an unpermitted structure. So I wrote them a letter asking them to get a hold of the office so we could talk about it. Or, if I didn't hear from them, I said, we'll be on tonight's agenda. In the meantime, the health department also received a complaint, and they sent them a notice, and they actually went out there today. And they do have a violation, and will be issuing an immediate abatement order. The last page in your packet is a close-up from the inspection on November 4th of the structure in question, and it does appear that they're living in it. I believe it was supposed to be temporary, but it's been there at least 2 years, if not 3, according to looking back in the history of our aerials. And that's really all I have. They are in violation of the health departments.
Mr. and Mrs. Yeager here tonight?
Yes. Swear.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am. So help me God.
Thank you.
I need to sign this, I guess.
Yes,
Please
please.
do.
Okay. So,
Sir, please state your name for the record.
my name's Kyle Yeager.
Thank you. Go ahead.
In response to the certified letters we received, I first contacted the health department pretty quickly after receiving them and talked to a couple of people. Colin, I talked to him a couple of times, and I guess the first day we spoke, I misunderstood some information he relayed to me, either that or when I spoke to Jeanette, I believe her name is, or Janelle. She works in the health department. One of them said that I needed to, well, anyway, I immediately began to try to get a soil scientist to come. So we own the 2 parcels, and the one that the house is on, We, of course, got it permitted back in 1999 when we built the house. We first had a mobile home on the property, so we had to get the proper permitting for that back in 95. We built the house in 99. We have 2 parcels there. The second parcel is where the cabin is intended to go, and we moved it we set it there when we did because we didn't have the second parcel cleared off and ready for, all the stuff to get ready to move the cabin onto that. So my children, their family lives in our home that we had built in 99. And the agreement was they were going to get a loan, get a mortgage. We were going to use that money to prepare the property in our second location next door to move our cabin and also add on a barn dominium. And one thing led to another, and they couldn't get their loan, and they're still trying to get that. And so what started out as very temporary has turned into something more non-temporary, unfortunately for us. So that's where we're at today. We have been living in that structure since April of 22nd of 2023. So that's how long we've stayed there. We've actually, of course, again, it was supposed to be a year at the most before we were able to move it to our other property, and things haven't worked out. As I mentioned a while ago, in the meantime, I had actually talked to not only a soil scientist. The weather hadn't really cooperated, and she hadn't been able to get out there and do a test for septic for our second parcel. I contacted, trying to be proactive, I contacted an excavation company, and they'd be happy to do the work for us, but we just got to get the approval of, we got to ensure that we can put a septic on the second parcel. And in doing so, we'll have to get it zoned. It is zoned, the second parcel zoned as conservation.
Conservancy and
Yeah.
recreation.
So the 8 acres next to us is still zoned that. So we would have to get it rezoned as whatever, to build a house there, put a structure there. So, which is what we had to do when we moved into the first 8 acres that we own. So,
Thank you.
So that's where we stand now. Again, I'm in process of trying to I probably will contact a second soil scientist tomorrow, actually, to try to get somebody out there as quickly as possible to try to get us the information we need to start getting permits to move the cabin on our next door property.
Right now,
Excuse me.
where's the sewage going right now?
It is going into a holding tank, and then it's getting pumped from there to Nick's is pumping it for us.
And that's what the health department had concerns with, as that holding tank, and maybe it's being flushed into the ditch next
Yeah,
to
that's
it.
never good.
But they are handling that aspect.
Where is this second lot?
It is north of where we're 6922 is the mailing address of our lot we've lived on for 30 years. And then
So it's the other lot with
yeah, it's
the rest of the lake?
Yeah, 6988 is the address for that one.
Is the cabin a mobile home?
It is a mobile, yeah. Essentially, it was moved there via some hydraulic equipment by.
Does it have a
Amish who
metal
built
frame
it.
under it?
It has a wooden frame under it, but it is on blocks. It's leveled up on blocks.
Does it have wheels?
It does not. But it was brought there on wheels, and it can be, the people that we actually bought it from, they said they would move it for free within 10 years of, and of course we told them, no, we'll move it before then, but that was just part of the deal when we bought it. They're going to come and move it for us, or yeah, whenever, which is a couple 100 yards, maybe 300.
But you understand that you can't have two residences on a single lot. And that's what you've got.
Right.
So you've got two problems. You may have a health problem, but you may have a zoning, well, you've got a zoning use problem, and then the property to the north of yours, you've testified, is conservation.
Currently, yes.
Well, that zoning allows, you can live in that zoning, so that's a non-issue for us. I don't know if it's a non-issue for a bank, if you need any type of loan.
On the, are you talking about the second?
The second parcel to the
Okay.
north. Frontage is an issue on that one, so, I mean, you've got a lake that crosses the front of that one, so we'll have to look at that.
Yeah, and that's probably something I have to discuss with you all about the drive going to the second property. It would be on the north side of the lake, and there's a guardrail crossing that, so we'd have to get approval to cut into the guardrail there.
Where'd you buy the home from?
Harrisburg, Illinois, Cardinal Buildings.
And it's been there since 22?
It is set there since October of 22. It took us, because I finished the inside, and it took us till April the 22nd of 23 to move into it.
Do you know if it meets residential code?
Yes, as far as I know.
But you didn't have any inspections done,
No.
okay? Okay,
So when you put this there, I mean, you were going to move into it there, right?
Correct.
The whole time.
Yes, for a very temporary situation, but it didn't.
Yeah, temporary.
Yeah.
Still not correct in the eyes of zoning, but, okay. Mr. Bell, what do you,
It's a violation, and
obviously,
it's a violation of our zoning ordinance. Warwick County, we have two residences on a single lot, and that's not permitted. And I mean, I don't know. It's not been inspected. It's not, I mean, the health department, I guess I'm hearing the health department finds a violation. Is that right?
yes. Yeah, I've got pictures from their inspection today of the holding tank. It's undersized. They found seepage that goes into the ditch. And they do allow holding tanks, but there's a lot of stipulations that come with them,
Yeah.
so none of that's been met.
Well, I don't think you can reside in that building without it being a violation, and a health department violation apparently, which is not our jurisdiction. The potential is that it's subject to a court order and a fine, a daily fine for every day that you live in that residence in violation of the code. I mean, do you have any kind of, do you have someplace else that you could live so that you weren't living in the house at the present time? And secondly, how long before you move it?
We have nowhere to live currently, other than where we live now. It's all dependent upon how quickly I can get the approval for the soil study and everything.
What have you been doing since 22? You haven't sought the approval of the soil sampling for a septic location?
No, because, so when we got permitting for our initial house back in 99, that second parcel, we had it was drawn up as a subdivision, and it had a spot where it was approved at that time even for a septic to be put in. But since that time, it's grown up into 40-foot trees. So I didn't have the money to excavate it and get that cleared off, but we have discovered we have some property, or, behind the lake, there's some area there that's not in the floodplain that's, I believe, is large enough for the dwelling and septic and whatever, needs to be done back there. But so it was all about money, basically. Didn't have the money to prepare the site for a build back then.
Well, you just can't put a second residence in. You can't hook it up to a makeshift holding tank. And allow affluent to enter the environment. It's all a violation, and so up to the board as to whether or not they want to give you any period of time to cease and desist, or to bring the property into compliance, or to instruct me to file a violation, which would be filed in court.
Right. Well, I learned today that, all the things that have been talked about and discussed, where the cabin sits now, it's impossible to get the septic in compliance because there's not the clearances on all
Well, there'd
around
be two
it. So-
houses in there too, so you can't have it on that lot there anyway.
Right. I couldn't bring it into compliance where it
You got to
sits.
move it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How would you get it on that second lot? Around the other
Around
side of the
the
lake?
back of the lake.
That might be an issue too.
True.
Looking at access.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out how the road would get there. So you don't have any proposal how to bring your actions into compliance with the zoning code?
Only that we get the second parcel in, where we can get it, where we can put a septic in it and move it over there.
But you don't have a time frame.
How long does that take?
I don't even know if it's possible.
Yeah.
As we sit here, you've taken no steps yet to do that.
Well, no, because I've been waiting on the soil study and money,
But
so.
you haven't commissioned a soil study.
Sort of. She was supposed to do it last week, but she didn't do it, so I'm assuming it was weather related. She was supposed to do it the week before that, but she couldn't do it, so.
Enough room? Someone says 50 feet. Is it 50 feet? Is your lake 50 feet from your property to put a road that would go back there to the rest of your property? I think you need 50 feet at least for a road.
50 feet. There's
To go
a
from-
dam there that's,
To go from Ashby back to the back of your property, do you have 50 feet between the lake and your property to go back to this back half of your property?
the ditch is included in our property, so that would, but as far as the water edge to the, it'd be close to 50 feet.
Yeah, he's got the lake and the rear half of the lot's in the floodplain.
But he's got a ditch.
Is that where you're thinking about making this red building go, is back here?
No, it'll be up on the far side. You
this
may not
side?
even be able to see it in that picture.
Oh, yeah, I'd have to come off the north parcel
Yeah.
off the road.
Okay.
And the abatement that the health department's getting ready to issue gives them 5 to 7 days. They said that will be going out Wednesday.
Well, I don't want to put them out on the street.
Might have to move into that other house with the kids.
Oh, live with the kids?
So you still own the original house,
Yes.
but your daughter and family,
Yeah, there's 6 of them. I mean, we could move back in there if push comes to shove, so.
Well, you're gonna have to shut down your cabin until it's moved.
between us or the health department, either way, you're caught
Right,
between
no,
a
I
rock
get-
and a hard spot. I guess my suggestion would be for the board for you to vacate the cabin. And I don't know what you're gonna have to do to comply with the health department. But you shouldn't use it as a residence as long as it's located on that same lot in violation of the ordinance. And then the board would look at it again in a month and see if any progress has been made in identifying a septic site and making arrangements to move the,
Are both residences leaking sewage? Or just
I
the,
don't know.
or just the
No,
cabin?
no, there's,
The house has a septic
approved.
system, an
An
approved septic.
appropriate one? Okay.
Yes, the health department found the plans for that today, and they
Okay,
took that
good.
when they went out and did the inspection on this little cabin.
Okay.
But yeah,
yes.
here's what the little cabin is using.
Well, I think that if we have them move out of that property and we find that they move back in, we're going to have the attorney turn loose and write a pretty nice letter on what's going to happen next.
Well, what would go next is we'd file a violation
Right.
complaint with the circuit or superior court. They would set it for a hearing. The owner would be given notice. He would have an opportunity to come in and present his evidence to the court of why he shouldn't be in violation. And the court would set a fine. And the ordinance, Work County ordinance, been this way for more than 10 years. The fine is up to $300 per day in violation. It can be serious.
Would that go back to the original date?
The judge shouldn't do that. He shouldn't do that, but he should do it proactively rather than retroactively. So it's in your best interest to fix these problems.
Is anybody in the market for 16 acres with 2 lakes on it and
No,
nice house and a cabin?
no.
I'm sure it's beautiful.
It is. It was really nice, but since, I mean, before the tornado hit this spring, I've got some trees in my lake now, but it was really nice before that.
And I'm thinking outside the box here. I mean, we're not really, I don't think it's large enough to try to do any kind of dividing or anything, is there?
I'm sorry?
Try to divide it or anything to try to create 2 parcels. I'm just thinking outside the box.
They don't have room for an adequate septic.
I think on that parcel, there's not because of the floodplain issue, but the other parcel, I'm hoping there's enough room, because it's a little higher elevation.
Like I said, just thinking outside the box a little bit.
And I don't know how you say that. I don't know how you know that that means any type of residential code.
The cabin,
Yes.
without the building inspector
Well,
certifying
yes.
it.
Yeah. And that's like inspections that have to be done as it's being constructed
Right.
is how you know that for sure.
All right, what's the wishes of the board?
What's your suggestion?
Well, I had suggested that the owner vacate the premises immediately
Yes.
and starts taking steps to bring it into compliance. Now, that either means you abandon the cabin. By that, I mean you no longer use it as a residence. I guess you could use it as a storage facility or building.
So they'd have to remove the full kitchen
Yeah,
and get a permit.
yes, for a secondary building on a lot. you just can't say, okay, now it's a storage unit. That doesn't get it. You've got to make it uninhabitable. And in Warwick County, the definition of that is the kitchen's got to be removed. Okay? And then you'd have to get a permit for that structure being on the lot. Now you're in compliance. Now you don't have a place to live, but you're in compliance. Or you could commission the soil samples and identify a location that's would meet criteria of the local health department for a septic system. And you could take steps to begin to move it, and you could move back into the cabin, I guess,
After it's moved,
after it's moved
permitted,
and permitted. That's right.
which that's gonna take you to come up here and have some conversations with myself and the building commissioner.
I'll take Mari's suggestion as a motion.
And then you put it back on the calendar again in a month
Yes.
to see if any progress has been made, which way you're going.
Okay.
But you got to get out of the house.
Yeah, I understand.
Motion on the floor. Is there a second? I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
So our next meeting is December 8th. So we'll just have it back on the agenda for an update.
Okay.
Good luck with that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep.
All right, next item on the agenda, complaint 25-11, 5268 Epworth Road, Michael L. and Pamela J. Hastings, possible zoning violation. They have a report on this?
Yes. So I'll swear you in first. Could you state your name for the record?
Hi, yes, my name is Heather Loberman.
Okay. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you. I don't really have a staff report put together. This one should look familiar to everyone on this board. We had a complaint about a Cardinal Crossings company being ran. It was the man's son that was running the business, and he was told to remove the business. He filed a complaint on his neighbor about a mowing company. And so he was told to not bring his lawnmower home. So he did that. And now they have sought out an attorney. And the attorney has filed this complaint on their behalf. I did scan this in and email this to everybody when we got it. So you'd have some time to look at it. There's a lot of pictures. And I'll just let the attorney explain it to you guys. Go from there.
Now, the one that we're looking at is the sign company,
Yes, the sign company.
not the mowing company.
Correct.
Correct. The Bramers no longer operate a mowing business.
And your client is which one?
The Bramers.
I'm sorry,
The Bramers.
I don't know the names.
Okay. Deborah and Gregory Bramer.
They were the mowing company.
They had a mowing company. Yes.
Thank you. The neighbors.
The neighbors. Yes.
Okay.
Complainant. So there's already a little bit of a background given, but I'll just give a little bit of a kind of reiterate the brief background. So back in the fall of 2022, my clients, the Bramers, filed a zoning complaint for the operation of Cardinal Sign Service out of the property of their neighbors, the Hastings, located at 5268 Epworth Road. There were three different APC hearings where that complaint was discussed, and ultimately in January of 2023, the complaint was closed under the guise of the Hastings are going to fully cease operating the business out of the property. Up to that point, they had removed most of the major equipment, but they were still receiving business shipments to the address. Because they were working on their son Daniel, who owns Cardinal Sign Service, was working on the new warehouse where he is now operating the majority of his business. It was difficult to arrange shipments there, but they were going to work to do that. In the ensuing 2.5 years, the Brammers have been patient, trying to hope that it would stop. It's ebbed and flowed a little bit, but for the most part, consistently around 5 to 7 packages per week are being sent to the Hastings property for Cardinal Sign Service. There's a sign that used to say Cardinal Sign Service. You'll see that one. That's the first picture in the exhibit. But used to say Cardinal Sign Service. Once they were told they couldn't operate the business, they got rid of the wording sign service and then just put a STL, like it was pretending to be a St. Louis Cardinal sign. But instead, what it was is just obfuscating the fact that there is a business there. The various delivery companies will go sometimes to the carport, but oftentimes right to that garage door and leave packages for the business. There's also what appears to be fabricated signs that are taken from the shed to the altered business truck. So it appears that at least some fabrication is possibly still happening out of the shed on the property. The truck, the Cardinal Sign Service truck, is frequently parked in the driveway, which appears to be a violation of an ordinance itself, in the sense that you're really only supposed to have a business vehicle if you have the home occupancy special
Occupation.
use. And this does not have that. It doesn't, at least it didn't qualify back in 2022 because the business was being operated out of the shed and not out of the home proper. We also had some additional kind of various nuisance complaints that we wanted to just address before you all as well. It appears, I don't know if it's been told, they've been told to do this or not, but interestingly enough, like fairly often, more recently, the delivery vehicles are actually driving up the Brammers driveway and parking their vehicle and then going across to deliver the packages. And the Brammers have never given permission for anyone to use their driveway for that purpose. There were, at the end of September, they were burned, but there were these huge brush piles. I mean, massive, 4 of them that were all burned on the weekend of September 27th. And then more debris was trucked in and burned that same day. So debris is being trucked in from off-site to their property and burned there. There have been issues with abuse of the easement. So the properties in this neighborhood access their homes via a shared roadway easement. The roadway is only about 10 feet across, and it really only accommodates one vehicle at a time. And there's a posted, speed limit sign of 10 miles per hour. But Mr. Daniel Hastings tends to drive at least 15 up to 20 miles per hour. I've been on that. It's gravel. It's very narrow, and you kind of go uphill. And so it does not appear safe to be driving at that speed. And nevertheless, it kicks up a lot of dirt, dust, gravel. The neighbors at the front have had issues now where they're having to spray down their outer area of their entertainment area outside, where they didn't have to do that prior to this. It's created it's exacerbated some health issues for my clients who have to carry like an N95 mask all the time if they're out on the property in case Mr. Hastings were to come up at his rate of speed, kicking up dust. So that's kind of an overview of everything. I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have about either any of the photos or any of the information provided.
Who acquired this webpage? Was this part of the complaint or?
Yes.
Yes, and I do have just one copy. I should have brought extras, but just because I wanted to see if anything had changed since we filed the complaint, and these are dated today. Those are still there. So essentially, it looks like the website for Cardinal Sign Service is 2 different ones. One is cardinalsignservice.com. I'm assuming that's probably the primary website. But there is a LinkedIn for the business, which has the Epworth address listed. And there's a link from the LinkedIn to it's a Wix site at web address, which maybe was a former web page, but it's still being linked from the LinkedIn. And that website on the contact section still has the 5268 Epworth Road business address. This business is not registered with Indiana Secretary of State, so it doesn't have, any sort of business address affiliated there. And then this other picture you'll see at the January 2023 hearing, it was discussed whether or not there are any employees or anyone else who works for Cardinal Sign Service aside from Daniel. It was said that there was not. And at the time, the commissioners made note that there was this person on the website. They said, oh, that person hasn't worked there in a long time. We'll take that off, but it's still there 2.5 years later.
You're talking about Maria?
Maria Schweitzer. Yeah.
Alrighty. I guess any of the Hastings here this evening? Please step up, sir. Man with you.
Could you state your name for the record?
Mike Hastings,
Mike, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
I would like to start off by saying to the lawyer's benefit, she might have been telling all the truth, but she was saying all the truth that she's been told. So it doesn't necessarily mean it's the truth. Go ahead.
I just see. So, are we still running the business or no?
No, the business has
Nothing
moved.
for
The whole business has been moved to
Nothing
Prospect
for the
Drive.
business is happening at the house. No deliveries. No signs being.
There are some
transported.
small packages that come maybe 2-3 times a month. And it's because the way his business is set up, if he's not there, if they get wet, it can tear up the material. So we have it delivered to our house. But they come in the UPS and the FedEx residential trucks. And the bigger stuff is all delivered directly out there because the material isn't affected by the weather. As far as the stuff, people or the drivers pulling into Mr. Brammer's driveway, basically they do the same thing to us, is that they have deliveries at both places. They'll turn around in one driveway and deliver to both places. We'll mention, I talked with the drivers on the day that Mr. Brammer got the picture. He basically, I wouldn't say attacked, but was very abrupt with the driver. And he took the picture of the package without our approval or the driver's approval. And there was another package there that was for my wife. So, I mean, we get just as many deliveries coming to us individually. And if you wanted to count the deliveries that move up and down the truck or the driveway, probably more go to the Brammers and then come to us. But the business is completely out of there. He doesn't assemble, manufacture, or do anything on our property. The websites are things that's been done a long time ago that he doesn't mess with, he doesn't change, doesn't do anything with. That girl that's on there, she's not worked for him for 5 years. I mean, 4 or 5 years, but I mean, it was well before we were here the last time.
Why haven't you corrected the webpage?
Because he doesn't use the website.
It's still out there? It's still
Well,
on the web?
it's hard to take things off the web once they get put on there.
It's not that hard. I mean, this board has found a business being operated in a residential area in violation of our zoning code simply because it had a web page advertising the business at the residential location. That was what the facts were. So I don't know.
Does that have the address as
Yeah.
5268? Okay. I didn't even know the website was there, but that's fine. It's not been updated. He's not done it since,
5268 Epworth Road, Newburgh, Indiana, 47630.
okay.
That needs to be removed.
Cardinal sign. And a telephone number.
Go ahead and sign in.
State your name.
Daniel Hastings.
Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do. That website comes from a LinkedIn page. That's the only way you could get to that website. I have not used LinkedIn. I don't know a single person that has used LinkedIn in the last 10 years.
I've got a LinkedIn account.
You may have one. Have you gotten on there?
Yeah.
Well,
Well, that's
I
all.
guess
I don't
that,
use it to buy signs, I'll tell you that.
Exactly.
I do. I mean, but you should.
you go on the
that
internet and type in
page.
cardinalsignservice.com.
Right. should be
You
able to
will
go on
not
that-
see an address anywhere on that website.
You should be able to go on to that because it looked like a profile for, maybe for you or something. They want to get back to it, but you can take that link off there, obviously.
On the LinkedIn, yes.
Yes.
Like I said, I've not looked at LinkedIn since I probably created that page.
Now it's probably time to go in and change your profile.
Sure.
I mean, I get it.
However,
There's
you're never
you know,
going to get to that website unless you are trying
Trying to find
to
it.
find something and search and harass and all of this. Which
I
is
don't know about
exactly-
harass.
Daniel, have you taken all of your signage down that said Cardinal on the home?
That image that is right there
Yeah.
with the STL above it, that is on there. And that
It
is,
says Cardinal signs and
the sign service is off there.
it's gone.
It's gone.
Yeah, it's on the other picture for the bag. So now it's got an STL.
And let it also be noted, we burned those piles before any of this was filed. Those burn
Yeah,
piles.
but the brush was not originated on this property? The
Yes.
brush was hauled in?
99% of it is
was.
originated on there.
My
My
grandpa
father-
lives across the street in the neighborhood over there, in a neighborhood that they don't burn in. My father's been taking care of that property. Piles built up on a trailer there. They were brought over while we were burning our brush. And I actually have a 3.5 minute video I would love to show you guys if you got time for that.
It becomes part of the evidence. We'd have
That's
to,
perfectly
I don't know
fine.
how we-
you'd have to,
It's the confrontation at the bottom of the driveway.
No. Oh, with the driver.
No, with the neighbor at the bottom of the
No.
driveway.
Well, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's
It
not illegal
shows-
to burn brush in the county.
no, it's not.
Yes.
not
You're
illegal.
there in the county, correct?
Right.
Yeah, so they can burn brush piles. That's not an issue.
Question is hauling it in.
Well,
How do you get wood? A
Yeah,
lot of people get
it's-
wood for their
it's-
fireplace by hauling it. in.
it's a matter of semantics. I mean, packages, I mean, they could come and watch my house on Amazon Prime days and I got packages showing up left and right for.
And
like
you
a
can make
week.
one order.
I can, it's,
You make one order on Amazon, a few items, and they come in
Right.
different trucks, different times, but it's still one order you made.
but I can't argue. I mean, if there's, I don't know, if they're seeing signs carried out of the garage, then what are we seeing?
When was
If it's
that?
not-
Where there has
I'm
never been
going
any.
by what somebody stood up here and
There was 2
testimony
months,
said there was.
2 months when we were talking about that warehouse getting ready. I used the shed to paint some stuff in, and that was it. It's been 3 years since then. There's furniture in that shed right now. There's nothing in the basement. We had dumpsters that we brought all of the material. We were cleaning out our basement. They included that in this.
What's the address for the new location?
5499 Prospect Drive.
What's the feelings of the board?
There might be rebuttal.
I know, but I'm asking first. I mean, I hate being a mediator between petty
I know.
neighbors, but any questions right now? Any thoughts?
I think we probably ought to be watching to see if any activities going on next month, just to see what's going on. You know, if there's more deliveries.
I mean, if he's operating out of the shed, there's no signage there that it says. Colonel. And that was September
If
30th.
you want to put this to bed, come over and I'll show you the shed.
Well, and it's.
But I mean,
Council, do we have, I mean, could we ask the inspector to go out there and look?
Sure.
Okay.
but if they come out, I want this to be the last time we put up with this.
Well, I mean, and if it proves there's no business there,
Well, we can't make a guarantee of it being the last
Well,
time.
man, well, sir, I mean, these are neighbors, and when you say they're not harassing,
We
I mean,
can't
they
make a
throw enough stuff up
guarantee.
against the wall hoping something sticks.
If a
And
complaint
you
is
can't get to
filed,
harassment.
We have never filed a complaint against them
if
until
a complaint is filed,
we
we
realized
have to
what was going on.
respond to that.
That's fine.
would the, ma'am, would you come back up, please? What's that?
Okay.
I would just like to direct you to Exhibit B6 from this May, where a big blue, appears to be a sign, is being carried out of the shed towards the truck. And I mean, there's pictures and pictures and pictures throughout Exhibit B showing quite large material that's being, again, placed into the truck. So it's not small Amazon packages. There's deliveries from Enterprise. I mean, huge sheeting material that continues to be delivered.
Well, Enterprise is a rental truck that
Yeah, but,
Amazon and all of those guys use those trucks.
right.
So I'm new and I wasn't here when all this started. What is the actual complaint? Is it that they're operating?
A business.
And is the business loud? Is it on their property? Is it?
It is in violation of the ordinance. You're not allowed to operate a business out of a residence.
It's a
residence
Yeah.
of the residents. Okay.
Yeah.
And they're currently saying they are
Are
not.
their
operating.
properties like close together though? I mean,
Right,
like,
yeah.
what caused the agitation in the first place?
They're close together. It's really the increased traffic. I know a lot of people get things
Yeah.
delivered, and
Yeah.
the Brammers are very aware that they're allowed
That
to
needs to be a
receive
motion.
personal packages at home, and that would not be an issue. It's the fact that these large trucks are coming on a very small road, delivering huge materials that are not,
And
don't
is there
appear to be for
still
personal
big
use.
trucks coming down this road? I mean, this week?
Yes. I don't know about this week.
It's deliveries. I mean, they.
But I
you
mean,
can
it's,
come to-
it's
yeah.
UPS. It's,
Yeah, it's
it's
not like a tractor
FedEx,
trailer
right?
coming.
Okay.
Right, but they would
It's not
not
like
be
a
delivering
semi.
big materials if they weren't operating. You know, that would lessen if you're not operating a business. They wouldn't be getting deliveries of these big sheeting materials that you can see pictures and pictures and pictures of.
Excuse me. This sounds like it's become a he said, she said type
I
of
know.
thing.
And-
We don't know.
Although
We're
we-
not going to know.
Right.
I think what we do need to do is just go ahead and I will make a motion, if you so will accept it, to have our inspector go out and take a look. They're willing to let him in to look. And then he can say it's either a business or it's not a business in his mind, and we can go on down the road.
I believe we have the inspector here this
The,
evening.
the building,
Jeff, we're calling you out.
okay.
Well, actually, he's not the inspector anymore.
He's,
Yes,
no.
he is.
Yeah.
He's the
He
building inspector.
supervises the inspector, but he got a promotion.
Jeff, would you step up, please?
He can still be called on.
In the meantime, I've got a motion out there.
I got you.
Okay.
It's waiting for a second.
Yes.
So,
I understand.
I'm sure you heard Dave's motion.
Yes.
Okay,
You might
so,
state your name for the record so
Sorry.
the girls know your voice.
Jeff Daly, building commissioner.
Do
you
you
want
want
to
me to
swear
swear
in?
him in?
Please.
So, oh, I swear to tell the,
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
yes, I do.
Thank you.
All right. So, Dave made a motion on this, and would you be willing to go out to this property and do an inspection? And
I can do that.
based on what you come back with? We'll make a-
Yes.
We'll
I
make a
would-
ruling on this complaint next month.
Okay. And if we could we get a list of, to be truthful, I was back there doing other things, and I'll get a list of what I should be looking for.
You can have one of these. I've
Perfect.
got a second one in my pack.
So you
can
want
have
him to look at the basement and the shed? Those are the two places that,
I'm sure the Hastings will be glad to show you around, and
Basement,
Yes.
shed,
Okay.
well, actually, I,
No.
Yeah.
I don't think.
no, I don't think you should let them know. I think you just show up. Because that's, I mean, yeah. Right. Yeah, no, and that we'll do, and you're not there, we can call you and he'll wait for you, I'm sure.
Second.
All righty?
Okay.
That was the motion. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. There you go. So we will have that inspected.
It'll be on the agenda
It'll
for
be on
next
the
month
agenda
as
for
Can
well.
I get some clarification though?
Sure.
Because it's not just whether or not he's fabricating signs and you see evidence of that in the shed. I mean, if they're still getting packages and as you noted, Mr. Dahl, like if there's a website, that's enough to show that they're operating a business, correct?
And I think they've already said they're gonna get that taken care of. They don't use it. You can't stop somebody from getting a package. However, I would assume that packages addressed to the company will not be showing up anymore, but I can't stop Mrs. Hastings from getting
Ordering
something.
big
Right.
sheeting
Just like I
material
couldn't
for a
stop the
sign.
grandma. I can't stop Stacy. I can't stop myself from getting packages. Can't stop my wife from getting packages. We can't argue about how many FedEx trucks coming down the road, up and down the road. But we will
Understood,
see if there's still a business going on,
understood.
which that was the nature of the original complaint.
It's just,
if I
you know,
believe.
you said it's he said, she said, but there's also pictures, right? Like there's not just he said, she
Well-
said.
Right.
Don't know what the deliveries are though.
We don't know.
I mean,
It's-
huge sheeting
Well, yeah,
material
but it's sheeting material and that could have a whole
Yeah.
variety of uses.
that he immediately puts into his truck and drives away with.
Well, you're telling me things that you didn't tell us before, but.
It's in the
uh,
complaint and
but
there's
let me
pictures of
just
it.
finish. I think we're going to proceed down this path and it'll be reported back to the board next month. And this isn't our inspector's first rodeo. He's had some experience looking at things
I
for
would
us.
rather have somebody from this representative of the county go out there and look instead of we'll look at this picture. I want somebody to go see it firsthand. All right. So was that everybody did vote on that, right? All right. Thank you.
I think there might have been others who wanted to speak about it. Is that not something that we're able to do?
Is
Tonight.
it anything different than we've already heard? Okay, it is different than we've already heard. All right.
Anything else just becomes a civil matter.
Yeah, that's where we're getting toward.
could you state your name for the record?
Christy Taylor.
Christy Taylor. Raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
I own the easement that both of these guys travel down.
Okay.
So my house is in front of theirs. They share my easement and then they split off into their properties.
Yeah.
The complaint is the unnecessary wear and tear on the easement, which causes more work to be done on the easement all the time due to the large delivery trucks and the excess traffic. So we get a large delivery truck that doesn't follow the speed limit signs. We have the employees the Hastings that follow delivery trucks in to grab the packages right after the delivery truck leaves to take them right out to the business all day, constantly. The amount of traffic and the speeding on it with the large trucks damages the culvert. They've damaged the culvert and had to repair it, sued us because they had to repair it off of their business. It causes such a large nuisance for our little neighborhood there. The speeding with the large trucks worries me. We've got a rental property next door with small children, pets that run across the easement. No one's paying attention. It's just the unnecessary. I mean, you just don't understand the traffic down the easement and how bad that the wear and tear has become on this easement that I own since this business opened. So, and then the stirring up of the dust and the washing our porch and watching Mrs. Bremer and not even be able to walk to the mailbox because there's so much dust. We've got pictures of that. Those aren't from me. But everything this attorney said, everything they're saying, you can take that times 10,000. I mean, it's way worse than any of them have made it out to sound. And I second everything that they say.
Okay, when you say large delivery trucks, are we talking a tractor trailer? Or are we talking like a FedEx
They've calmed
UPS truck?
They've calmed down with the large trailers pulling in like huge things to put their graphics on since our first deal around here. But we're just talking about large delivery truck, just constant. Large UPS, large FedEx, which they have been told do not come on our property and deliver our deliveries because you're tearing our driveway up. You need to turn around in the Bremerman's driveway or in the Taylor's driveway. No, they need to turn around on your driveway. It's your business. They don't need to tell them not to come on their property to make sure they turn around in our drive and tear our driveways up. I mean, it's just a nuisance.
So just, and I'm just out of curiosity, I'm just thinking ahead, where do you get, if you get a package, where do you have them delivered?
So we have an easement.
Mhm.
I have the first and second driveway.
Okay.
It goes right in the first driveway.
Okay.
So if the Bremermans get a package, it goes straight up to the Bremermans. But it's the easement here, right when my easement ends, and the turn in here, that's where the Hastings get all their deliveries. So the biggest part of this is the property that I own.
I got you. Well, I think you see where I'm going. It's like, if I bought that house where the Hastings live, then am I going to be allowed to get a delivery that's how I'm trying to think about this.
Right, and I
You can't
understand
say
that.
somebody can't
And yes, you
delivery.
can get,
We'll address the business part, but.
right.
you
I
can't-
understand you
yeah,
get
see what I'm
deliveries,
saying?
but when someone's getting an
A lot.
abundant amount of
Right,
deliveries
I got you,
with that
yeah.
large of trucks, plus there's always someone coming in right before them, right after them to pick up that delivery to then take it to their business. Why could those deliveries not just go to
That
their
went to the
business?
No,
That's simple.
and that's where we gotta,
It's
we'll
so
handle
simple.
the business side of it, but and I don't want to speak for the board, but if somebody's getting a lot of packages delivered, again, I don't know that we can stop that. But
How many
if
is a
they're
lot?
business versus residential.
How many is a lot?
How many is a lot? So we'll talk about trips down, just trips up and down the easement,
No,
Right.
deliveries.
How many deliveries? How many deliveries
deliveries,
per day? 5,
day?
10?
anywhere from 2 to 5 a day.
2 to 5.
It varies. How many do the Bremerman get? 2 to 5 a month. How many do we get? Probably 5 to 10 a month.
But, okay, so let's back that up then. How many packages are delivered for the business per day?
I would say at least 80% of them or more.
Right. Anybody? I'm sorry, ma'am. Do you have anything else, or
Oh,
does
you're
anybody get any
good.
questions for Ms. Taylor?
Thank
There
you.
you go. You're welcome.
Thank you.
So it'll be on the agenda 1 month from tonight.
Correct. And
That date is
December 8th, I believe you said earlier.
December 8th.
December 8th.
December
And
8th,
we'll have
6 o'clock.
inspectors agreed to make a visit out there. Hell, I might make a visit out there.
Okay.
And I think all of us ought to take a visit out there. I want to see park down the road. All right. Next item, Heritage Hills Mobile Home Park, update from October.
Yes,
The deck has been moved.
the deck is gone. They received Maury's letter and they sent the picture. So that photo is in your packets dated October 20th of 25. So I'd like to ask that we find them no longer in violation so we can close the file.
I make that motion.
Second.
Motion is a second. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Next item, modular shed. Jennifer Welch.
Okay. We have a couple looking at locating in Warwick County, and they are wanting to use a structure from Sturdy Built. Their flyer says they build storage sheds, garages, casitas, and cabins, and they have one picked out. It's called the modular shed, and when I issue a permit for a manufactured home, a prefabbed home, it has certain stipulations that it must meet to meet federal standards for a house to be safe.
Correct.
So
Yeah.
I know when they come in to get a permit for a prefab home, those homes all have an ID plate on them, stamped with the federal housing stamp. ID plate, it's got the model number, the serial number. This is something we check. The roofing and the siding has to be of normal material that you would see. Nothing
Residential.
specific, but a normal residential treatment. And it has to be put on permanent footer and foundation.
It's basically got to be up to code.
Yes, and that makes sure it's up to code.
Mhm.
This one, and I have that, and then on a stick-built home, they have to be so large. This one they have picked out. It's a 24 by 48, and I've made a copy for everyone. And so we called. I've asked the building commissioner to help me on this one, just to make sure it would meet residential code. We called Sturdy Built to talk to that, and I'd rather the building inspector talk about that part of it and the residential code, but also the couple who wants to place the structure in Warwick County is here tonight, just because I'm not sure what to do with this one because I don't have the stamp to back me up to make sure it's safe for a residential dwelling.
Is it kind of like a tiny home? I think.
Well,
Tiny home is not very
it's
tiny.
big.
Okay.
It's over 1,300 square feet.
Oh, okay.
Concept is this thing. All right,
Yeah.
sir, please state your name. for the
Similar
record.
concept.
Similar concept.
My name is Jim Welch.
Jim, thank you, sir.
Jim, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Mr. Wills, so are we pretty much buying a prefab barn and going to try to turn it into residence?
That's what we're trying to do, sir. And we're trying to find out, I guess the reason I'm here is I need to know what kind of standards you all require in Warwick County as far as, something similar to a tiny home. They either come in just a shell or they come completely finished. And I guess my question would be, I understand it's got to be on a foundation. I'm planning on putting it on a foundation. But I guess my question would be, what standards does Warwick County have for, your electric and stuff like that? Could we do that and have it finished legally
Is this
through the
zoned
company
right?
that builds
Is
them?
it on a residential zoning lot or,
Yes.
okay, and there's
Yes.
not multiple family dwellings on this lot?
No, it's vacant. They're
Okay.
just split the ground or in the process of subdividing the property.
Oh.
Mhm.
Well, we ought to let Jeff respond to code.
Yeah, correct. I mean, basically, it's gonna have to be up to code just like you would if you were building a house, right? Everything's, your plumbing, everything's gonna have to be,
Yes, sir.
have to be
I
proper.
understand.
Yeah, because this thing's, it's coming prefab, just a shell. I mean, nothing, no insulation, no anything, right?
No, it's all done.
If you buy it that way.
So ma'am, you'll need to state your name and then I'll have to have her, Molly swear you in.
Jennifer Welch.
Jennifer, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, so what were you saying, ma'am? I'm sorry.
They do everything. He said, I talked to them today and I said, well, he will not certify, but he will do it up to code. And I said, okay, but they want to have it say certified. But I said, they will do the electric, but they won't plug it in. They make the electric people come and a certified electrician come in and do that part. They do everything else. They do the insulation, top to bottom. They don't do the plumbing. They do not do the plumbing. So we already have the septic tank and the water's already there. We've had 3 mobile homes there in 35 years or something like that.
So they being, who's this?
Sturdyville,
Sturdyville
Seabury,
Homes,
Kentucky?
That's
Yes.
Yes.
They're Amish, and the guy that we go and talk to him he sells the buildings and stuff. I also have a piece of the material, what it's made of. He's had his there 14 years and it looks like brand new. We just went in the weekend. We went and seen, went and got up in the insulation up there. Oh yeah, it is insulated up there. It's insulated in the sides, all of it, and it's very well built. But I will show you this if I can. This is what, and he's never painted the sides either. It's one of those thickness with your year or something, whatever they put on here. And it's still the same.
Ma'am, watch your step out there. Okay, I was just saying, watch your step down there. I don't want you to trip there, hon. So I don't think there's any dispute that the Amish do build good, good items, but it's just making sure it's the code that the county requires, right?
Yes.
And you said the manufacturer is not willing to certify it or
No, they won't do that. Those shit. Sorry.
Do you guys have are you gonna have a contractor come in, like when you go to do your plumbing, you have a contractor
Oh, yes.
handle all
Oh,
that?
God, yes. I'm a fanatic on mode. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right,
But he's going to put it on the brick. What is it called, Jimmy?
We're gonna put our footers and put it about 3 block high.
Okay.
Is what we're planning on doing with it.
It's kind of like moving in a mobile home or modular home, except it doesn't have the federal stamps on it,
Mm-hmm.
correct?
It has everything.
So that's
but
where
federal
then
stamp.
Jeff would have to be able to say, or someone would have
Does
to
it
be
meet
able to
code?
say, does it meet code? And I'm not sure, and I'm sure he's going to address this, if he can say that or not, if it comes in already built and
How much
encapsulated.
of this is assembled?
Pardon
Is this,
Because we won't be able to. see
is this
behind the
in
wall.
parts and they've
Two
built it?
parts.
Two sections.
You can do it in the one. You can do one, but if you get the modular, it's the modular cabin type, it's 2. But he also, let's see, what was it he said?
Those 2 parts will have the framing and they'll have the outside
They'll
treatment.
be completely done.
Mm-hmm.
They'll
be
have the
completely
roofing
done.
treatment and they'll
Yes.
have a subfloor,
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, yeah.
They'll have all that in there.
but no wiring.
No, the wiring is in
wiring's
there.
The wiring
The
will be-
wiring
plumbing.
is,
Yeah, he does that.
No
See it.
plumbing. Will it be insulated?
Yes,
yes, ma'am.
yes.
No drywall?
Yes.
No,
We don't want
so-
drywall. That's the same thing on the outside as the inside. We don't want drywall because of mold.
So we'll have the inside wall treatments already in?
So and the
Yep.
material will
Yep.
be that same material.
It'd be like
Yes.
that piece that we showed you.
Everything's going to be there. It's
Well,
just
yeah.
Our inspector won't be able to see the insides of it
He
to
did,
determine if it was wired correctly, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
How much can you tell looking at the panel?
Nothing,
no idea.
nothing.
I have no idea without looking at it.
are you the guy I talked to on the phone?
Possibly.
What's your name?
Jeff.
That's me. I
Okay.
called you. You remember?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how much, it really depends. Am I still sworn in?
Yes.
Yeah.
It really depends on, I called a guy named Joe and he said that they were good. He would supply the frame. He would not certify it. The problem is he didn't say that he would be insulating it. And the problem is if he insulates it, then he's going to be covering up the work that I need to see. The advantage of, or not the advantage, the reason why they have the HUD code is the codes are designed to manufacture for certain zones. It's different than if you're in Florida or if in Michigan. It have these zones require this insulation, this passing. Michigan's going to have different requirements for electrical and plumbing and all that stuff. And if you have that pre-made and you're coming in 2 sections, I can't really inspect it.
Could we have him just leave it like one panel out where he shows, he does have the insulation.
I have no doubt that he would do the right thing, but the problem is I can't use one panel out as an example because if something didn't, I myself and the county is liable for that because we passed it and I said that all the electrical was up to code and it wasn't because one part that was covered wasn't done. And I understand I'm not wanting to certify it, but the problem is I'm also concerned about, I would personally request that if something was possibly being done, it would have to be supervised by a licensed contractor. The whole thing, a general contractor that would supervise from the day it was brought there to the day it was finished. And, I think they're going to use 29 gauge roof. I would require probably 26 gauge roof. I know the material that on the exterior they had talked about is composite, but they would still need to wrap the house in OSB board and then wrap it to follow code before they would put that on there, which is, I'm sure, it's none of my business, but I'm sure it's not included in the original estimate. That's going to be way above that because you're going to basically have a double wrap around. Because like a typical house, you're going to have the OSB, it's going to be gaps so that it expands, then you're going to wrap it so it seals the whole thing. And that's going to be, the stuff you have there is basically going to be the equivalent of siding. Same thing as you would have with vinyl or brick, or they have the ceramic composites and stuff. That's going to be that. I don't know if he's going to do that, but the problem is I won't know any of that until it's brought down here. And by that time, it's kind of too late. So is it possible? Maybe, but I don't think there's any way the way you plan it on being done. I just don't think there's any way I can inspect it and then
Now, let me
certify it.
ask you this.
Mhm.
Could we just get the shell? Would you approve the shell?
If it's just
then have it-
just a frame, that's a possibility, but then that kind of defeats the whole purpose of having them. I mean, then they'd have to come down and then and then finish it out there. And I don't know. I guess that's something you could do because that's what a general contractor would do. I mean, the whole idea is that you're going to have to build a proper footer and a foundation, depending on whether you're going to be slab or crawl. Then you're going to have it mounted on that. And then you're going to have it framed up to code and then come back through with the electrical and plumbing roughed in and stuff like that, and then do insulation. And that's called a site-built home. So really all you're trying to skip is, instead of having them come down here and erect the frame, you're going to have it brought in, trucked in on 2 things. And then I'm worried, to be honest, I'm worried about a lot of your manufactured are brought in on 2x6s because they're going over the road. The 2x6 construction is a much more rigid, and you're not going to have where it was built was in perfect alignment. If it's not, it's not their fault. It's going to potentially suddenly be loose. I mean, I don't see that much. I don't see that much advantage over just having it site built. Okay, because the fact that it's site built, I could pass all the codes. We could get it built up to code for sure, and it would be inspectable. This way, you're really going to have to downplay it and go like, okay, all that stuff we wanted you to do in the factory or at your business, you can't do because it's got to be done on site. And then I'm sure it's going to be a different approach to it. So the bottom line is I have to be able to inspect it, and it has to be open. All of it has to be open.
If they're wanting to live in it.
If they're wanting to live in it. Yeah. Well, because, and it's because,
That
I mean,
was our other question, yeah.
yeah. I mean, if you want to bring that down for, just a storage unit,
For
that's
fun.
what, yeah.
I told
Yeah.
him, I said, if they don't want to approve us, it's okay, we'll cry. But we.
May I ask, why did you look at this? Why did you want a modular?
Well, we have a home in Evansville. We built a home in Evansville. This is his dad's property. They both passed away.
This is,
And he wants
this
this
is
So
just
this
reminiscence
wasn't going
of
to be
his
your
family.
primary residence.
not a permanent residence, no.
We thought in the beginning we might do that. But now we're getting a little bit of y'all saying no. So we were planning on that. Yes. He was planning on doing that. Mhm.
You
were
were planning on it being your permanent residence.
in the beginning of this, yeah.
When we first started it, yes.
I'm just trying to figure out what Jeff is telling you is by the time you build a footer and you put 3 blocks up, you're going to have as much money in this as a stick built at the site,
Right.
probably.
Or even just bringing in a mobile home or something like that, that's going to be certified and we're kind of wipes all this out, right?
That was the second thing that we was gonna ask them.
Yeah.
We can put a mobile home up there, right?
A
I mean,
manufactured home.
we've had 3 up there already.
Yeah.
A manufactured mobile home, yes.
Over 35 years.
Okay. Mobile homes are different by definition.
They come
Right,
pre-
right. Don't know,
they got
I'm
this-
sorry.
They got
That's-
that sticker on them. They've
See,
got
that's-
that.
But see,
Place.
That's what I meant to say.
But trying to
Sorry.
take a barn and turn it into a residence.
Right.
Jeff's got things criteria he's got to meet, so he can tell her that he meets his criteria. So you see what I'm saying?
Right.
Whereas if you buy the manufactured home, all that criteria is.
So we could actually bring this size in there for fun on the weekends. It's got a little, like I showed you the little, the spring and all that stuff in the woods. So we could just come up for fun and have this here, but not livable. Correct?
This structure,
Yes.
we would issue the permit as an accessory structure,
No kitchen?
and we
No.
would have you certify that it would not be used as a living dwelling and not be used for running a business.
Right.
However,
Yeah,
that's
that's
how
what
we
we
handle
thought the
this.
next step would be. We might even go less on it as size wise, but we can put that size up there for that.
Just as an accessory structure,
As an accessory.
right? But not as a living quarters.
Yeah.
Or a living.
Okay, there we go.
You can't put a kitchen in it.
No.
That's the definition of a living quarters, a kitchen.
even if we're not there, just maybe use.
You could have a microwave or something like that if you
We
really
don't
wanted it, but.
I don't cook. We don't need a kitchen, honey. We eat out every night,
I like it.
so it don't matter.
Okay.
I'm
Well,
not gonna cook. You're gonna make me cook, baby.
No, I'm not gonna make you cook. He may make you cook, but not me.
Oh, no,
No,
I-
I don't say, when I say I'm gonna cook, he goes, you're gonna what? And I'm,
After 43 years, I wouldn't ask her to cook.
So
Okay.
I know this may not be what we're looking for, but did
Yeah.
your questions get answered? You kind of
Yes.
know what you can and
Yes.
can't
Yeah, I
do
think
now?
so.
Yes, we know what we
Okay.
can. and can't.
Okay,
But now we can put a mobile home there.
yes.
right?
Manufactured.
All right, is there certain criteria to that
Yes,
now?
there is.
Because we've heard that you have to have vinyl siding now instead of the old metal siding that's
Just
on
about
them.
all of them have vinyl, manufactured homes.
I don't think it's required. I think it's just the standard for.
well, they said it was required, right?
It must have the seal on it newer than a 1981 home
You
on
know what
it.
we're talking about when you see the seal? There's a little tiny plate.
By the door.
And it has a HUD code and then there'll be like a 6 or 8 digit number. And they'll be at each one of those units. If you have that, all I have to do is you have to get the proper size footer and foundation and get the utilities attached properly. I do not inspect the interior of those because those are all built
By standards.
by standards already. And see, they're already enclosed.
Right.
Like, there's nothing for me to inspect other than your plumbing's, your pipe that goes in there, your
Yeah.
electrics run outside to the meter and all that
Yeah,
stuff. That's what I
okay.
expect. And the footers and stuff like that.
See, we were gonna do a brand new mobile home or modular, and now they're all turning to mode, so we're not doing that.
Well, we was under that.
They're all what?
They're all turning to what?
Mode,
Mold?
yeah, go to TikTok.
Oh.
You see all the house. Well, wait, let me say what they've done, is they made them do the air conditioning in them, and the built-in unit.
Our spec
Just look at the age because
They're doing they're making them build like the houses they're so tight built that they're having to have the dehumidifiers built in them. And they are truly, it is true. I went up and looked at them on 41. I said, what's that on your ceiling there?
Oh, goodness.
It is true, but they're making them built so tight.
All righty, I believe we've got
Oh,
what we
thanks.
need to know.
I did
Thank you,
this,
Mr.
it's my
Welch.
present.
I appreciate you.
No problem. Like I said, may not have been
Yeah.
what she's looking for, but I hope we answered your questions. And if
You
not,
you
we're,
answered the question.
Now-
That's what we
if
need.
not, we're always here.
Someone, I know you guys want to go and everything, but
Always.
someone did tell me in one of these departments between here and downstairs that the mobile home had to be sided and the roof cannot be tin. It has to be roofing.
Oh, it could be metal.
It can be metal. It has to be conventional siding and roofing. That's what you would see on a normal house, which you see a lot of metal roofs now.
Oh, so we can have that new kind of metal, but not the old metal.
Standing ridge is what you're speaking of?
Well,
No.
I don't know.
You can have
They
metal.
just told
You
me
can
that
have
it
metal.
couldn't be metal and
You
it
can have
couldn't-
metal.
No, they're wrong.
so that's not true.
It has to be a certain gauge of metal, right?
That's not
Yes.
true.
And if you're buying it from the manufacturer, all that's covered. You can get options. It's kind of like, I've never bought one, but it's kind of like a car. You go, this is the kitchen I want,
Yeah.
this is the design I want the Sierra with this, and this, and they'll do it, and it'll all be up to code. Because they know what they need, the metal roof that they need in Florida, California, and Wisconsin, and all that stuff will be different, and that's what that code's for. That's the reason why it's all approved there.
Who told me that?
So,
We thank you.
Thank you.
I said, well, I'm glad I didn't already buy one because then we'd have to take and reconstruct it, like, Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thanks for coming in.
Goodness. Mr. Dahl.
Nothing?
Thank you, guys. Have a great night.
Thank you. Folks, be careful. Mr. Dahl, you said nothing?
Nothing.
Nothing. Molly,
Nothing.
anybody else have anything for the betterment of the board? If not,
Mission to adjourn.
I am not going to keep coming to these if I get volunteered for stuff. I'm just letting you know.
sorry. There was a
Better
motion
you
to
than us.
adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?